I'm not even gonna notice you're gone.
We are a tax-slaying force.
We do taxes right.
And we file them for free.
We're talking zip, zero.
Zilch, nada. No surprises, no hidden fees.
Just the biggest refund possible, guaranteed.
For most of the year, we're everyday people.
But right now, we're all tax slayers.
And taxes don't stand a chance. Tax Slayer. It's your refund. Go get it.
That's the sound of refreshment. No question about it.
I got a question. Does camouflage actually work?
Let's see. Did not see that coming. Kind of the point.
Different folks have different strokes.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Oh, get it, baby.
It's always a 3-day weekend at Golden Corral.
Different moves for different grooves.
Golden Corral, the only one for everyone.
So we've got 300 miles from the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Drivers getting ready to roll the dice.
Green flag, green flag.
Here we go from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. How about these young drivers that are putting it onto the edge and hanging on? Got to have some of that luck while you're here in Vegas. Wow. Oh, here we go in the wrong direction and sideways.
That's just pure guts right there.
Talk about a game-changing moment. Welcome to the Xfinity Series, huh? The wait is over, and it's time now for the 26th race for the NASCAR Xfinity Series at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. They are rolling, and we are set to make it happen. Before we go green, let's head to the pit lane and hear from the hometown girl. Here's Jamie Little.
Thank you, Adam. Well, you guys mentioned Myatt Snyder. He'll be dropping to the back because in the only practice session we had this weekend on Friday, he wadded it up, had to go to the backup car, and as a result, he hasn't turned a lap in this car. So his goal, he told me, be patient. Don't make any mistakes, and there will be a competition caution on lap 20. The team is ready and prepared to make those adjustments they didn't have a chance to make in practice. Matt Yocum.
Jamie, Chase Briscoe loves and excels at racetracks with character, and Las Vegas certainly has all of that with the bumps down in turns 1 and 2 and the multi-groove racing. But now with the clean racetrack, Chase thinks that in the past the trends have been for a free race car out of the first run. That's what he's expecting, but keep in mind, plenty of opportunity to test and tune with that competition caution, splitting that first stage nearly in half. Guys?
A lot to think about for these crew chiefs on the pit box with the cautions that will come early, both the competition caution and the stage break coming at lap 45. So many great stories to come out of Daytona last week. One of those, Brandon Brown, finished inside the top 10 in the season opener. He rolls 19th today. Let's go track Brandon Brown.
Racing each week when you're inside the top 15, that itself is really great. But we do want to push to get to where we can race in the top 5. We're pushing the equipment just as hard, maybe as those top drivers, just the equipment only allows for so much. So there's still the same strength in a fight, or if not better. We always try to push to be the best.
We'll be following Brandon all day long, Michael.
I'll tell you about that kid. He showed up at Dover for a truck race a few years back, just a couple, and he broke a suspension part getting down into the corner. And you don't break a track bar and not wreck. And somehow he battled that truck all the way through the corner and held onto it. Ever since then, I've had my eye on Brandon, and he's just steadily, progressively gotten better and better. It's been fun to watch. I'm glad we're tracking him today.
I've got to watch him and race against him when he was at the Coastal Carolina car. He drives hard. He's going to be aggressive, and he's not afraid to put it in places that you might not want to early in the race. But he's aggressive, and I like watching him race.
Certainly a driver to keep an eye on here today. And as we anticipate the green flag, the field is behind our pace car, the new Toyota GR Supra. Good looking, isn't it?
Yeah. Nimble, too. I drove one of them up at New Hampshire at the racetrack, and I couldn't get over how well it stopped. You know, just handled so good. You can see it looks like a little Matchbox car compared to those race cars. Very nimble car.
Here's our race analysis. We've talked about the competition caution coming at lap 20. Stage 1 ends at lap 45. Stage 2 at lap 90. Then a 110-lap run to the checkers. Pit road speed today is 45 miles per hour. You saw the pit window there 52 to 54 laps. I'm going to tell you right now, if we get in a fuel mileage situation, the teams can stretch this a little bit further. And there you see Myatt Snyder, who would have started on the pole, who had that crash yesterday in practice, going to have to go to the rear, as we have talked about.
I feel like the last race was won here on fuel mileage, wasn't it, by Tyler Reddick?
Tyler Reddick did, yeah. We talked about the fact that Christopher Bell had led so many laps here, but it was fuel mileage that opened the door for Tyler Reddick. We're going to work in one more break before we go green. Stay with us on FS1.
With over 75 years of savings and service, Geico is the easy choice. We can even help you with homeowners. Oh, not again. Oh, thanks.
You know, automated lights are just the beginning. Pretty soon they're going to have eyes everywhere. Well, good night.
Geico, over 75 years of savings and service.
You've been hearing a lot about 5G, but there's 5G.
And then there's Verizon 5G.
We're building the most powerful 5G experience for America.
It's more than 10 times faster than some other 5G networks.
And it's rolling out in cities across the country. So people can experience speeds that ultra-wideband can deliver.
1.7 gigs here in Houston.
1.8 gigs here in frigid Omaha.
Almost 2 gigs here in Los Angeles. That's outrageous.
It's like an 8-lane highway compared to a 2-lane dirt road.
I think a lot of people forget to just be grateful. Sam Adams, it's grassroots, it's family, and that's why Sam Adams is the best beer for this toast.
The reason why I brought you here today is I wanted to toast you and thank you for everything you sacrificed. So this is for you. And I love you so much.
Love you too.
Now at Dave & Buster's, the greatest deal ever on the greatest games ever. The Great 8, now free. Eat, drink, and play free. Only at Dave & Buster's.
When I started Cobra Kai, the lack of control over my business made me a little intense. But now QuickBooks helps me get paid, manage cash flow, and run payroll. And now I'm back on top with Koala Kai.
Save over 40 hours a month with Intuit QuickBooks.
I am back. After months away, I return. I am the humble beginning for some and the triumphant return for others. I am where seasons are made and history is written. I am a year-long, furious journey. And in the end, the one name forever etched in history is anyone's guess.
He is joining elite company.
Proud of you, buddy. I am the 2020 NASCAR Cup Series. I am NASCAR.
Still a few wet spots around the track, so it's going to be a few more laps before we turn these cars loose and go green. We talk so much about the next generation of NASCAR. Isn't it great to see the young fans out?
Yeah. What would you name a little boy if you had one, Austin?
I think I'm going to name him Ace.
Ace?
June, we're going to have a kid, and it's going to be awesome.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Congratulations to you guys.
Thank you. We're really pumped about it.
Here's Noah Gragson. We mentioned earlier the fact that he won at Daytona, but the best part of that is he's coming home and racing against one of his buddies. He and Riley Herbst, both from right here in Las Vegas, went to high school together. They were both a part of the NASCAR Next program. They competed in the Truck Series for Kyle Busch, and each feels like they can win the championship in 2020 right here in the Xfinity Series. No doubt they like racing at this place.
The last day of summer, going into 4th grade, we were at our neighborhood park, and we were playing hopscotch and basketball with me and my sister and him and his sister, so that's where we first met. Riley was the guy who I wanted to be when I was younger. No one in my family ever raced, so I looked up to him. He was kind of my first buddy out here who had the same interest as me.
It's a great friendship.
It's very cool that they're here racing together today. Hometown in Vegas. I remember going to the go-kart track one time, and Noah, I tweeted I was at the go-kart track in Vegas, and Noah just showed up. And I was like, who is this guy in here? And he showed up, and he was beating me out on the go-kart track. He was having a lot of fun out there. He's not afraid to wheel anything.
Who would have thought that Las Vegas would produce so much racing talent but it's been a hotbed, Michael.
Yeah, it's been fun to see the Bushes do what they've done. I do a little sit down with those two tomorrow for the Cup race. A lot of fun hanging with Kurt and Kyle and Noah Gregson. You just have to love his spirit, how he acts, how he carries himself, and his dedication and commitment to this sport. It's very, very well received by everybody in the garage area and the fans alike.
I can't wait to get going here and hoping for those first two guys out there. I remember watching a bunch of these Xfinity races last year, even with the big three, how important it was for that guy on the inside lane to make it through turn one. When somebody got on their door and side drafted him, you saw a lot of big wrecks out the back.
You can tell that Austin's a racer. I feel like he's getting ready to try to drive out of here. He's getting frustrated. He's getting anxious watching these guys ride around under caution. He wants them to go racing.
This has been such a tease, though. There's Austin Cindric driving the 22. Let's get our Ford Performance track facts. Of course, he's racing that car for Team Penske, who today makes their 600th start in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. See those 70 victories, 3 of them coming right here. The 4 Owners Championships forever. The Owners title went through that 22 team when you had guys like Brad Keselowski and Joey Logano winning all those races. In 2010, Brad was able to get the captain his first ever NASCAR title, winning it right here in Xfinity competition. The other Ford starting on the front row, it's Chase Briscoe in the 98.
Before we get going, thank you guys for all the hard work this weekend. I know it was tough getting here, but appreciate all the hard work. We got a really good car. Feel confident about it today. Hopefully we get the thing in all the way and get our picture taken at the end of it. Thank you guys.
Yeah, but thank you guys for all the hard work. I know everybody's been anxious to get here, see where we stack up at these bigger tracks. So.
And I think they're optimistic about how they're going to stack up here at the 1.5 miles. That car was really fast yesterday. He likes a bit of a loose car. He's okay with that. And that means that he's also cool with moving around, trying to find grip, whether it's down low or up top.
And you talk, Matt talked about how he's good on tracks with character. This is a track with character, and Chase really impressed me last year at Iowa when he got up on the top of the track, really made it work. I think it was in older tires and won that race. So it'll be interesting to see. He's definitely one of the favorites here today. And love those old school helmets that Chase is wearing. Chase is wearing that one. I think Ryan Blaney's got one. That's a really cool looking helmet.
And a great looking car too. That number 98's looking good today.
Ford Performance Racing School, the colors that are helping sponsor that entrant out of Stewart-Haas Racing. Of course, last year, 2 teams, both Chase and Cole Custer, and Cole had such a successful year in 2019, going down to the championship 4 and trying to bring home a big trophy to Tony Stewart, Gene Haas, and unfortunately came up a bit short, but many believe that Chase is one of the championship favorites. In fact, we said last week as we did our informal polling that he could be one of the big 3 if we were to see such a thing develop here in the 2020 season. You saw Myatt Snyder pull down. He will drop to the rear after that practice crash and going to a backup car. And that's an indication we have been given 1 to go. So we're going to go green here in a moment.
When he gets back there, he's going to have some pretty good company that's starting outside the top 20. We talked about how fast the 10 of Ross Chastain was during practice. And then also Ryan Sieg. He's starting 32nd. We know he's going to be rolling forward too. So be some good action back in the pack as when they get the green flag.
In turn 1, you know, Harrison Burton starting on the pole. You're hoping that you've got a lot of confidence from yesterday's practice getting down in there because you know it's going to be new track, green track, and you got to get through that first turn to see how the rest of the race goes. So it'll be fun and interesting to see this start and hoping for a good one. Think it'll get 3 wide, turn 1?
Yes, I don't even think they'll get there. When they cross the start-finish line and hit the dog leg, I believe they'll be 3 wide heading down there. And man, the air pressures are low. The tires aren't quite up to operating pressure. That's why these starts are so incredibly entertaining.
Air pressure's low and the mental pressure is high.
Better be switched on.
But you guys know this. I mean, it's so difficult once you get going on a run to find your way around a fellow competitor. If you want to get it done, do it on one of these restarts, or in this case, the initial start of the race. I mean, drivers understand where the opportunities lie, and this is a big one for everyone involved.
A lot to be gained early, but you can also lose a lot earlier if you put yourself in a bad position. We talked about mistakes. Don't want to be the first one to make a mistake early in this race.
I guarantee that folks watching the truck race last night that there would be a crash on a restart, and there was. And that's just about guaranteed again today because that's how intense they are.
We're a bit behind schedule. Qualifying rained out this morning, but finally we are going green in Las Vegas. There's your 3 wide.
That's what I like to see early and often. Going to be an exciting day for the fans.
In bright red car, Justin Allgaier not afraid to go to the high side. Burton working the inside of the 98 of Briscoe.
And the inside is where you're vulnerable because you're not leaning on air. The car on the outside of you robs your air, and it makes your car want to spin around.
And you can see how free the 9 car was right there off of turn 4. That is a place that I constantly try and work on my race cars in the middle of 3 and 4 to keep that forward drive in the car.
Nice crossover by Justin Allgaier to get to second, and issues already for the 4. That's Jesse Little.
I was hoping for a good day for Jesse Little. I love Johnny Davis Racing. They put so much into this sport, and I think Jesse's a young kid with a lot of talent. Hope he can overcome that issue.
For the lead, Allgaier looking to the inside of Briscoe.
Justin's got that car working really well on the low line right there off the 4. It was down and digging, had a good bite off the corner.
And he's going to complete the pass, is he? Man, that's tough to do, isn't it, Austin? Getting on the bottom, then finishing the pass.
I tell you, that's a great feeling starting a race when you can make moves.
Initial start of the race. Keep an eye on Brandon Jones in the 19. Justin Haley in the 11, diving down to the inside to avoid him in that bright yellow car.
Yeah, Haley did a nice job of being... There's an example of a car getting loose with another one on the outside right there, and that's a great save by Jesse Little.
That was a great save, and you saw the 19. He just kind of misplaced the start there. Jumped it a little early, got in the back of the 9, and stacked up everybody behind him.
Saw that 08 outside of Jesse Little. That's Joe Graff Jr. driving for Bobby Dotter. On board, this is Visor Cam with Noah Gregson. This is the Bass Pro Shops on board.
He's fighting that wheel. It's a start. You can tell he's definitely free.
And that's a beautiful sight, isn't it? I love the Visor Cam. It makes me feel like I'm driving that car. This is as close as you can get to being inside of one of these beasts.
Gregson started 7th, currently being scored 8th. In fact, all those junior motorsports cars inside the top 8 right now. Allgaier, of course, leading the way.
Hemrick's up to 4th, too. You know, he got a ton of experience in the Cup Series last year. He's one of my favorites today also, a guy that really can get it done in the Xfinity Series. Looking for that first win. That's why he came here. He wants to get in the victory lane, so I think he's going to be very aggressive all day, putting himself in good positions.
Yeah, he and Jeb Burton are going to drive that car a lot this year, and Dale Jr. had a team back in the early O's, Chance 2 Racing, and this is a second chance for Hemrick and Jeb. I think that's pretty cool that Dale Jr. has given them this opportunity.
That Chance 2 deal worked out pretty good. Martin Truex Jr. going back-to-back, winning championships a number of years ago, and of course he's turned that into a wonderful career in the Cup Series.
Nice start by Harrison Burton, rolling 3rd there behind Allgaier and Briscoe.
And right now you're trying to feel out what your car is doing. You know that there's going to be a lot of changes over this long run here. As the rubber lays down, you're trying to predict what the car is going to do next so you can relay that to your crew chief.
Wouldn't you guess this would be a pretty big day for Burton and for Riley Herbst? We know how strong those Joe Gibbs Racing cars are on the 1.5 miles. There you see their other teammate, Brandon Jones, running up in the 6th position. Big day for these kids, I think.
Well, you know, every time the Gibbs cars show up at the track, they're probably one of the favorites here. So they're looking for a solid day out of those young drivers.
Brandon Jones, after those challenges on the start, reeling in the competition, working over the 22 of Austin Cindric for a spot in the top 5.
It's probably one of the first moves I've seen to the middle of the track. 19's kind of inching up there to see what he can do, and just testing the waters right now, trying to see if there's enough grip to be able to make a move.
Ross Chastain started 25th after qualifying was rained out. He was quickest in practice here yesterday and already putting his eye on the top 10. He is 11th as he drives to the inside of Jeremy Clements. That car is fast.
Very. Saw it yesterday in practice. He's my favorite today, and he's going to be continuing to move to the front.
Briscoe led the first 2 laps. He's 2nd now.
Watching the overlays on SMT. In turn 3, we're getting into both corners quite a bit harder than the 7. He kills us on the exit of 3 and 4, essentially. Showing you at 1 and 2 here.
Easy on that matrix. You're harder than the 7. Both ends getting in and to the center. They're all around.
Now, Austin, Chase is new to this game, so all that is very good information for him. Comparison, as a veteran, does your spotter help you to that extent as well?
Yes, even yesterday during the track, we sort of talked about my arc. He told me I needed to enter a little lower. Small tips can definitely help to really change the outcome of how your car's driving in the long run.
Let's get a report on Harrison Burton, third right now, Jamie.
Yeah, Adam, the 19-year-old, full-time in the 20 this year. You guys mentioned spotters. His spotter, Tony Hirschman, being very helpful in these early laps, telling him, paint the white line in the corners. As you see him paint that white line, get those left side tires on it. It's helping him out with those yellow bumpers.
Started second, running third behind Justin Allgaier and Chase Briscoe. A great start for the 7. He's led 9 of our 11 laps. We're underway finally here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
Someone down. Beautiful, but support the leg. When I started Cobra Kai, the lack of control over my business made me a little intense. But now I practice a different philosophy. QuickBooks helps me get paid, manage cash flow, and run payroll. And now I'm back on top with Koala Kai. Hey! More mercy.
Save over 40 hours a month with Intuit QuickBooks, the easy way to a happier business.
Once weekly Ozempic is helping many people with type 2 diabetes like James lower their blood sugar. A majority of adults who took Ozempic reached an A1C under 7 and maintained it.
Here's your A1C.
Oh, my A1C is under 7.
And you may lose weight. Adults who took Ozempic lost on average up to 12 pounds.
I lost almost 12 pounds.
Oh.
Ozempic does not increase the risk of major cardiovascular events like heart attack, stroke, or death.
There's no increased risk.
Oh.
And I only have to take it once a week.
Oh. Ozempic should not be the first medicine for treating diabetes or for people with type 1 diabetes or diabetic ketoacidosis. Do not share needles or pens. Don't reuse needles. Do not take Ozempic if you have a personal or family history of medullary thyroid cancer, multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2, or if you are allergic to Ozempic. Stop taking Ozempic and get medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, itching, rash, or trouble breathing. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Tell your doctor if you have diabetic retinopathy or vision changes. Taking Ozempic with a sulfonylurea or insulin may increase low blood sugar risk. Common side effects are nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, stomach pain, and constipation. Some side effects can lead to dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems.
Once weekly Ozempic is helping me reach my blood sugar goal.
You may pay as little as $25 per prescription. Ask your healthcare provider today about once weekly Ozempic.
Little Caesars delivery is the best thing since sliced bread. Sorry, sliced bread. Save $5 or more over other national chains on delivered pizza.
Pizza.
That's the sound of refreshment. No question about it.
I got a question. Does camouflage actually work?
Let's see. Did not see that coming. Kind of the point.
Before tomorrow's Cup race, download the Fox Sports Super 6 app and play Super 6 NASCAR for free for a chance to win up to $10,000 in a progressive jackpot, meaning that if there's no winner this week, they'll add another $10,000 to the prize next week. Get your picks in now. A few laps away from the competition caution, Justin Allgaier leading, and look who's in the top 10. Coming from 25th, that's Ross Chastain.
Yeah, we've been watching his lap times, Adam, and he's as good as the leader right now. Had a lot of ground to make up and has been very versatile with his line. You can see him working that wheel. I wish you'd all wear white gloves because that's a battle inside of that race car.
Yeah, you can tell he's definitely moving around to figure it out, move up the track.
He's got white gloves on, and he needs them because he's working hard in there.
Listen to the throttle.
8 spinning.
Oh, and now the caution's out. Wow, Daniel Hemrick.
Yeah, we had a lifter tire coming apart.
Oh, man.
We talked about tire wear being a theme today.
1 lap away from it.
If we have any chance of fixing that, we're going to have to push it.
He said he felt like he had a tire coming apart. The left rear is what he said, but it looks up. Could something have happened to the right rear tire? Oh, man, just...
He started 10th, had worked his way to 4th, kind of stabilized right there, and he nearly hung on to that thing.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I really felt like Daniel was going to have a solid run today. Obviously moved up fast early in the going, and if it's a tire, man, that's just unfortunate. It looked like something might have broke in the rear of the car. Not sure. Tire looked up.
You mentioned, Michael, he's going to share this ride with Jeb Burton. Jeb won a stage last week, had a fast race car, and he got involved in a crash late at Daytona. Early problems for Daniel Hemrick, who's in the Xfinity Series for the first time since he was going for a championship down at the Homestead Miami Speedway at the end of 2018.
South Point Casino on that car. They do so much for the NASCAR racing world. Hate to see them have a short day here. I know they got a lot of fans out here today.
After seeing that, a lot of the guys say everybody's going to pit right here. Get your tires, competition car, see what your tire wear looks like.
Yeah, and you see it here on our pylon. This will be the competition caution, even though it's a bit early. NASCAR had scheduled it for 20 laps in. And we'll see what they decide to do here. No, we're going to get another caution at lap 45 at the end of the stage. Saw Joe Nemechek in the 47 driving around. He gets the free pass. And they're coming down pit road heading your way, Matt.
Chase Briscoe, P2. Now they're going to go with a chassis adjustment to try to free the car up. The car had good speed for Briscoe in that 98, but it was just too tight on exit. Comes to a stop. Meanwhile, the 7 of Allgaier, he was yarded in the competition by 1/10 to 2/10 a lap. A little tight through the center, a little bit greasy off, but the car sure landed well. Jamie?
Harrison Burton in the 20. Said 1 and 2. The car was pretty sporty, but he was a little snug in 3 and 4. A 4-tire change for him. The 22. Austin Cindric Ford tires. Fill him up with fuel. Not too bad for the 22 so far.
Looks like there might have been a couple of incidents on pit road that we'll follow up on. Here's the race off. And it's going to be Chase Briscoe who gains a position. Brandon Jones +3. Then it's Cindric. We're green when we come back to Vegas.
Getting to know you, getting to know I'm learning about
See into the delicious world of KFC's $20 fill-ups. Choose from original recipe, extra crispy, or tenders. Get it with all the fixins and feed your whole family for just $20. Now hurry up and choose. You're hungry. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
We are a force.
A tax-slaying force. We march forward with a trusted family-owned company at our backs.
With the right tools, at the right price, right at our fingertips.
We start free and get our biggest refund possible.
Guaranteed.
For most of the year, we're everyday people.
But right now, we're all tax slayers.
And taxes don't stand a chance. Tax Slayer. It's your refund. Go get it.
I'm going to open up 2 beers. Okay. You tell me which sounds more refreshing.
Gotcha.
This one? Or this one?
Bush. Definitely the one that went bush. What beer is that?
Are you being serious?
Yes.
It's Bush.
Right.
Now at Dave & Buster's, the greatest deal ever on the greatest games ever. The Great 8, now free. Eat, drink, and play free. Only at Dave & Buster's.
First cycle of pit stops complete here at Las Vegas. Couple of things we need to talk about, and we start with Myatt Snyder in the 21.
Wow, lots of action for that first carrier getting around there. It's early in the race. Trying to get on pit road is so important, and those guys jump out in front of you. You got to give them a little bit more room so you can get in your box properly.
Talked about a little rust on the bucket, you know, and you can see right there how close Allgaier is to the wall, and that throws off the choreography of the whole pit stop, doesn't it, Austin?
It's very important to get in the box square and give those guys a chance to put good pit stop together.
That was my fault. Sorry, boys. Simple. It's all good. Just won't stop. Don't know what I'm doing wrong on the brakes this year.
Yeah, I was just going to have to ease in here a little lighter, you know, just so we can kind of get our bearings on it, you know.
It's amazing. I mean, the hardest part of my job every weekend is getting on pit road, getting off pit road without a mistake, trying to have the pit road speeds right, getting your box straight so those guys have a good shot at a good pit stop, getting you out.
You don't want to let your guys down. You want to set them up to have the best pit stop ever.
We really look at it often at the shop.
Ryan Sieg playing strategy. He stays out, elects to take the outside lane on the restart, and that's going to open the door for Chase Briscoe to get the jump.
Didn't take long for Austin Cindric to make it 3 wide. Looked up high.
Noah Gregson in the mix up to 3rd.
This is always interesting to me, Austin, when you see these guys come to pit road, get an adjustment. Who called for the right adjustment? What crew chief made the call to adjust the car in the way the driver needs it to handle?
I'll tell you what car looks like he made the right adjustment to me is that 10 car. He is flying right now, using parts of the track that no one else is making fast.
I'm not sure he needed any adjustments. From 25th to the top 10 in 18 laps, and he may be in the lead before we get to lap 30. He is all over Brandon Jones in that runner-up position.
You know, it's interesting because it looks like he just gets to the corner and where the other cars are running, he just goes somewhere else, knowing that that air on the nose will help him handle better, and certainly has the confidence to put that car in places where others aren't going.
Well, it's huge for college racing after last week having to go to a different car that's not your car and run, and then come back and show what kind of strength that you're going to have the rest of the season. And Ross is going to have a good year. You can already see with the fast start he's having here today.
Justin Haley making moves on the restart. He's in that 11 car. On board here, it's our leaf filter onboard camera. He's racing with Austin Cindric.
Heard him really pedaling the gas there coming off the corner. Got a little bit loose down on the bottom. That's going to open the top for Allgaier. Austin, when you make a mistake on pit road, then you darn sure go out there and drive the heck out of that car like Justin's doing right now to get it back, don't you?
Yeah, you want to get it all back as fast as you can. Show those guys you're going to put in the work and get it back. And you don't want to do it too fast because you might get in trouble, but Justin's going to get there in time, and he's got a fast car.
We mentioned it earlier how great the action has been on the restarts, and the one we had a moment ago, no different. His teammates, you got Justin Allgaier racing with Michael Annett here.
I think Justin thought Michael might be going up a little bit higher, and Michael said, there's a wall over there, Justin.
That's one of those things you were talking about, trying to get that track position back fast. He was getting all he could on the restart there. Room got quick, close, quick.
Looks like a really strong 7 car, though. Running the bottom, he made the pass around the top. He's versatile. That's a key to being successful here.
I noticed that in the first portion of this race when he got the lead, and I thought maybe it's too early to talk about that, but it's hard to ignore. And at this place, because you have so many options, if you can move around, it's got to make you really dangerous, right?
It definitely does. It just gives you options where other guys might be pinned to the bottom, and that's their line they have to run, is that white line. If you can move up and then keep that car, your door down on the car below you, it really hurts their handling. You saw the 11 get loose when somebody was on the outside of him earlier. That side draft really works.
18 to go till we wrap up this stage. You know who can't wait to get there? Ryan Sieg stayed out to play a little strategy. He's already fallen back to 20th. And there's a look at someone we should give a nod to. I mentioned earlier, today we're tracking Brandon Brown, the driver out of Virginia. What a day he's having. Top 10 at Daytona, 10th early here today.
Impressive.
It's great to see for that team.
It is. Small team, really making strides. Got some Richard Childress Racing cars, don't they?
I think they do. I think they get their cars from us. So that's it's awesome to see him out there running well.
We picked the right guy to track there, Adam.
I tell you who's gotten better is that 9 car, too.
We saw Harrison down on the bottom a couple of laps ago making the pass on Haley, and look how strong he runs down into the corner, but yet able to keep that nose right on the white line. That's an impressive-looking car early on.
First time Harrison Burton has been here in the NASCAR Xfinity Series, trying to do what his dad Jeff did 3 times. That's pull into victory lane at Las Vegas.
Hop in. Mondays, right?
You guys go!
Get in, Brian.
Thanks, Mom.
Hey.
Howdy. Again?
Go wherever they need you. The all-new Highlander. Toyota. Let's go places.
Whether you're looking for workday essentials or weekend favorites, Men's Warehouse has you covered. Suits start at $249.99, shirts are 3 for $99.99, plus denim is 2 for $100. Only at Men's Warehouse.
Come see into the delicious world of KFC's $20 fill-ups. Choose from original recipe, extra crispy, or tenders. Get it with all the fixins and feed your whole family for just $20. Now hurry up and choose. You're hungry. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
I am the future, and I am now.
How about win a Daytona?
I am a face you may not know, with a number you may not know.
Ross Chastain back on Algar.
But you will. Trust me, you will. I am going to make sure my name will be the one you'll remember forever. I am the NASCAR Xfinity Series. I am NASCAR.
This is the biggest heavyweight fight in recent history.
Here we go again. Shots fired, I'm going in. Standing alone for the low. He's up.
This fight is a draw. Bring them all on.
It's the pay-per-view event of the decade. Wilder Fury 2, tonight 9 Eastern on pay-per-view or buy now on the Fox Sports app.
I am back. After months away, I return. I am the 2020 NASCAR Cup Series. I am NASCAR.
35 laps in for the NASCAR Xfinity Series here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. They are getting after it early. Ross Chastain in the 10 is now up to second. Drove around Brandon Jones. I think those are two drivers throughout the race we're going to be talking a lot about.
Yeah, and the impressive thing about that, Adam, he ran the fastest lap on the track and made that pass. So he found something in that groove that he really liked, and he's rolling.
Jones back to third. What's their story, Jamie?
Yeah, and Jeff Mendering is the crew chief. They had a good setup last year in fall. They finished third. Brandon was very optimistic about his chances today, and so far in the race, just a little bit loose. They tightened him up with the track bar and air pressure adjustment there, but now he's saying he's still lacking a little grip. Matt?
Okay. And I had a chance to speak with Noah at Driver Intros, just putting a period on that win last week at Daytona, and he told me that the energy is high, the confidence is high, and you want to savor that win, but you also try to compartmentalize it so it doesn't become a distraction. They made a track bar adjustment on that first run because the car was really too free. Now it's really coming into its own, riding currently in 6th.
Really good. When we went to that restart, he's now slid back to 6, but let's go on board when he was working it here.
Yeah, I've seen the 9 have a run there, and he made it work, but he got too loose. I think he gets too loose as he runs.
Well, that's impressive, though, to swing around Ross Chastain like that, but Ross has since rebounded, took that spot away, and is all the way up to second. And you can see Brandon Brown loses spot to Austin Cindric. That's the battle for third.
And Brandon Jones, the top car from Joe Gibbs Racing right now in 4th. Allgaier's worked his way back to 5th. And there's the race leader, Chase Briscoe. Been out front for 19 laps today. That's 2 better than Allgaier, who really had it going before we got that competition caution.
I think that's your guy, Michael. 98, that's who you picked in the pre-race, huh?
Yeah, I just loved what I saw in practice yesterday and the way he was able to move around this racetrack. You talked about in your keys to the race, one of them was getting the high line. Well, you have to be able to do both. And of course, it's pretty easy to rip the bottom for a while, but that top side is difficult, and he's really taken advantage of having a car that is versatile like we spoke of earlier.
Yeah, early on, him and Ross both seem to have cars that they can move around with, change lines.
Outside unclear, inside only clear.
That can't be a good feeling if you're Noah Gragson. High side, low side, they're all around him.
What about Michael Annett? He picked 2 of them off in one turn. What a move that was.
Travis Mack's got that car dialed in today.
I feel like ever since he won at Daytona last year, there was a little bit of a different thought process in their garage area. Expectations were elevated, and back behind that group, right around 10th, you got the 02 of Brett Moffitt, the 18 of Riley Herbst, and just behind them, Brandon Brown, who slipped to 12th.
Brett Moffitt always impresses me in that 02 car. New team. Good to see him running right there at the edge of the top 10, just now getting passed for 10. So it's an impressive run for a new team in our sport.
Yeah, and he spent the offseason really training, getting himself in better shape, been working out, ready to race in 2020.
First NASCAR championship came at the Gander Trucks 2018. Changed teams in the offseason. 2019 went back to Miami trying to win it again, and he has proven in the last couple of years, really since he came into NASCAR circles, but the last couple of years he's really shown just how good of a race car driver he is. And don't look now, he had to start at the rear. Mike Snyder's starting to show his hand a little bit in the 21.
Yeah, it's great to see that RCR 21 car up front. You know, this car's been really good in the past, and the tack slayer on the hood looks good. He's moving forward from the back, and yesterday, rough day, but he's rebounding.
What about Myatt, Jamie?
Yeah, and he's done a really nice job just keeping his head straight, staying focused. As you said, he's had to work his way through the pack. And before that last stop, guys, he had a vibration, he thought, in the right rear. So when he pitted, they checked all the wheels. They said nothing was loose. So they're definitely keeping an eye on that car.
His crew chief is Andy Street. He's a rookie, worked with Tanner Gray when he won his championship in NHRA, which is an amazing story. And there's your leader by just over 2 seconds. It's Chase Briscoe with a couple of laps to go in our first stage.
Working that throttle, that's something that's really important when you try to be a NASCAR racer. You better have good car control, because it seems like after 10 or 12 laps, wherever we go, these things just want to slide sideways.
Yeah, you can hear him pedaling in that, being really soft with the throttle. It just helps that tire life. You want to be good on those tires. And turn 4 is one of the slickest corners we have in our sport. I mean, it really gets slick over there off the exit.
Got 22 cars on the lead lap. The last of those, Joe Graff Jr. Pit road is closed now as we go to this final lap of the stage. And you know who's fallen back to 21st and barely hanging on to the lead lap is Ryan Sieg. He did not pit when we had that competition caution. First stage is in the books. Chase Briscoe wins it. Then it's Ross Chastain, Austin Cindric, Brandon Jones, and Justin Allgaier, your top 5. Other drivers scoring points: Michael Annett, Harrison Burton, Noah Gragson slipped to 8th, Justin Haley and Riley Herbst also in the top 10 as we complete our first 45 laps here at Las Vegas.
An entertaining 45 laps, too, I might add. We had that competition caution there. Saw Justin Allgaier make a bit of a mistake on pit road. He admitted to it, said, "I'd let you guys down." And Chase Briscoe took advantage of that. Proves to have a really fast car, but that's the man that's been on the move.
Free pass here. We'll go to J.J. Yaley, who has scored in the 23rd position. So you've had 45 laps, a couple of different green flag runs, one before the competition caution, about 20 laps after that before we wrap up the stage. How much do you know about your race car so you can call for some adjustments as we come down pit road?
Well, you definitely have a direction. You got to make a choice here. Which way is the track going to go? And I've always felt like here, as the rubber lays down, whatever your balance is just going to be enhanced. So you got to make a good adjustment moving forward.
And then you have to wonder, if you're the crew chief especially, what's the weather going to do? Do we need to be worried about rain, or are we going to be all right and go all day long? I tell you one car that wants to go all day long, and that's Ryan Sieg that you spoke of, because they now have an extra set of tires that they could use on if there's a late caution, but we need to probably race all day long to be able to take advantage of that.
Most teams have 3 sets left. Ryan Sieg and his group, they have 4 because they didn't come down, as we said, when the caution came out just shy of lap 20. It was the competition caution that NASCAR called for because of all the rain we've had here at Las Vegas. Briscoe and Chastain going to be the first 2 to come down pit road, Matt.
And Chase Briscoe, much like the first run, said the car is on the free side, but it's different. When it lands, it almost sort of snaps free. He would love to move to the high side, but he can't yet with the balance of the race car. Meanwhile, the 10 of Ross Chastain, they're going to go with an air pressure change. He was tight in the center earlier in the run, and then it just progressively got freer and freer. Jamie?
And Brandon Jones in the 19 got a little bit loose, but got better as he ran. They're going to do 4 tires here. Air pressure and a track bar adjustment once again to help that. Meanwhile, on the right side, Austin Cindric in the 22 said he felt like he was better than the guys he was running around. A little bit tight, but not bad.
And this could be the money stop with weather in the area and this race becoming official at the end of stage 2. This could be the last time these drivers are on pit road. Briscoe wins the chase off the pit lane. We return to Vegas in a moment.
It's time to get a whole new perspective on Ram trucks. Because to us, there are no small jobs, no little tasks. And when it comes to innovation, there are no modest ideas. No wonder why more people are switching to Ram than ever before. Ram trucks, back-to-back Motor Trend Truck of the Year.
Now get an average $13,047 in total values on the 2020 Ram 1500 EcoDiesel, plus these additional incentives.
As a caricature artist, I appreciate what makes each person unique. That's why I like Liberty Mutual. They get that no two people are alike. And customize your car insurance so you only pay for what you need. Almost done? What do you think?
I don't see it. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Hey, check it out. From Amy Poehler and producers of The Simpsons comes Duncanville.
I don't get excited about
Lonely shadows following me. Lonely ghosts come a-calling. Lonely voices talking to me. Now I'm gone, now I'm gone, now I'm gone.
You found him.
This is Tech for Doing, the new 2020 Nissan Titan with the most standard power, tech, and safety features in its class.
Balls can hurt, but yours don't have to. At Manscaped, we save balls. Prevent manscaping accidents with the Lawnmower 3.0, featuring skin-safe technology by Manscaped. Order today and receive free shipping, free boxer briefs, and a free travel bag.
New Gen X Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. That's S-E-E-K. The 231-231.
I am back. After months away, I return. I am the humble beginning for some and the triumphant return for others. I am where seasons are made and history is written. I am a year-long, furious journey. And in the end, the one name forever etched in history is anyone's guess.
He is joining elite company.
I am the 2020 NASCAR Cup Series. I am NASCAR.
We got one stage in here at Las Vegas. Chase Briscoe able to deliver for Stewart-Haas Racing. And I mentioned it as we were going to break. That could be the money stop. I mean, we could be racing to the end of stage 2 to make this race official. And, well, maybe I jinxed us because the rains have come once again. We've not pulled the cars down, but in a bit of a holding pattern as they make laps under caution.
Yeah, and it just barely caught us looking at our weather radar. Just so close to missing it. But, you know, there's a little bit of clearness behind it. We'll go racing in a bit.
Yep, our track crew's done a good job getting it dry and ready for us to race today. They've been working hard, and unfortunate, just hit us. It pops up. Pop-up showers are part of the game.
One of Johnny Davis's sponsors on his cars is Flex Seal.
You want to give him a call?
I think maybe Noah ought to give him a call. He's got
a rain jacket, doesn't he?
He's got a leaky window.
That's not his only problem. Noah cited for speeding when he made his pit stop there. So when we return to the green flag, eventually he'll have to start at the rear.
That was one of my keys. Mistakes. Can't make them here, man. It's so hard to make up track position. A lot of green flag runs, but rain is also here.
Hey, you talked about what a great job the track crew has done and getting this racetrack ready and all those things. Our crew at NASCAR on Fox, you know, they were down in Miami for the Super Bowl. Didn't have much turnaround time. You come up to Daytona and get ready for Speed Weeks. Got extended by a day because of the rain in Central Florida. And here we are in Las Vegas just a few days later, and all the parts and pieces put back together, and everybody with a wonderful effort. And what are they rewarded with? Putting on a raincoat, standing out in the cold and working in the rain. But we appreciate all the men and women who make this coverage possible. Best in the business. They do an outstanding job.
Fox Sports, everywhere we go, they're the best in the business. You said it, Adam, and I just really appreciate. Hey there. Hi, Rob.
Rob, get that lens dried off, all right?
That was an amazing plug, Adam. I feel like you've heard some drivers give good plugs over your time.
Yeah. You got to thank your sponsors, right?
It's good stuff.
The boys back at the shop, huh?
Exactly.
The teams run out, cover up the cars.
I can't even see Briscoe's face right there, but I can almost see, like, let me go. Let me finish this race. His eyes are just pointed out to the front. I'm in a good spot right here. I want it to stay the same, because now the rubber's going to be washed off again. The adjustments you've made, it might be different when you go back out there.
Well, you can see that because you've lived it. You know what it's like to be in a situation where you've got a great car. You just want to race, get out there and get with it, and keep getting interrupted. It's frustrating.
I think, though, you know, only a stage end to this race, and it's the first of our 4.5-mile races and the next 6 events on the schedule. So this is going to become the norm here in the next handful of races in the Xfinity Series. But I think the one thing we have already seen is the parity that's going to show itself in 2020 in the Xfinity Series. We loved it the last couple of years, and in particular last year, talking about the Big Three. It was so fun because you just knew how talented Reddick and Bell and Custer are and will be and continue to show throughout their careers at the Cup level. But the reset button has been hit, and I think it means we are going to see a number of different winners and introduce the fans to some real stars.
Well, Adam, you know, a year ago, it took us 4, 5, 6 races, and we saw who was going to be dominant, and indeed they were. I think won 21 of 33 races last year, and now when we come to 2020, after Daytona, and I know it's just the second race here at Vegas, you just see too many guys that are so close to one another to say that there's going to be 3 that are heads and shoulder above the rest. I don't think there's a big 3 this year. I think there's way more than that.
Yeah, it's great to see. You know, that's what the Xfinity Series is about. Names are made here. That's their slogan. And I feel like we're going to see some names made this season in the Xfinity Series. Like you said, a lot of parity already. See some guys that are trying to show who they are. Noah Gragson last week. Chastain looks great today. Briscoe obviously out front. So it's going to be exciting Xfinity Series.
Time to take a break here.
Those guys are going to need a fire suit change. It's getting wet out there.
Yeah, that's a good point. Now what do you do? Because before you got the rain and you got out of the race car, but we had sunshine, and you knew it was a matter of time before you were going to jump right back in. You had an hour, maybe 90 minutes to kill. You look at this and you say it's going to be an extended waiting period. You've actually been in the race car. So what's your process here as a driver? Where do you go? What do you do as we look at the radar? And we can see, I mean, there's plenty of openings. Feel good about getting this race in today. It's just going to take a little time.
Yeah, for sure. You know, you go and sit down, talk to your crew chief if you can, and try and figure out a plan. How does this race play out from here?
What do you have for us, Jamie?
Riley Herbst has climbed from the car, got your little rubber boots on. Those are nice looking. So how was it there for one stage, at least, that we got in?
It was awesome. We had to start by owner's points, so that kind of sucked, but we started 12th, and I think on the first restart, we were all the way up to 8th or 7th, so it was fun passing people like that. Had a little right rear damage, so we had to start from the back, but our Monster Energy Supra is really fast, so I'm happy about that, and we're going to keep charging to the front here.
All right, Riley, let's talk about you and racing here. I saw your family. You got all the Herbsts up there. Of course, your family, off-road family, but you decided to go this route, and Noah takes credit for that, by the way.
Yeah, I don't know if he takes credit for that, but that's a good argument we have. No, it's fun. It's good to have all my friends and family out here back home, not to come see everybody. And then we head to California next week, so we're still kind of close to home, and then we go back out to Atlanta, then the East Coast swing starts.
All right, well, good luck. Hopefully we get to see you back on track here shortly. Matt?
Well, I'll tell you, Jamie, at the front of the grid, we go old school here. We just go with the racing shoes.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely just the racing shoes. But yeah, wish we could have kept going there. I felt like our Ford Performance Racing School Mustang was really good, but now we get to sit in the rain. So I'm probably going to get on my phone and get on Reddit and get on there and mess with some fans. But yeah, hopefully we can get going here soon. You know, it's weird, this place. You know, I was talking earlier, they said it never rains here for a full day, and I feel like it's rained all day long. So hopefully we can get another window. You know, the radar is not fun to look at, but hopefully we can get back going. I feel like, like I said, we have a really good car, and definitely want to get this thing going.
You've been making some adjustments to the car now with the rain on the racetrack. How long before basically you've got to go back to ground zero?
Yeah, I think, you know, we're probably going to have to go back to the way that we started the race. And, you know, we just made those pit stops, so now we adjusted for what the track was doing then. So I'm sure our balance is going to be a little bit different than what we had there, but I felt like we were pretty close. So I feel like that's a good thing when you're close. You're just a small adjustment away. So hopefully we can kind of stay neutral to where we were and get this thing back going and stay out front.
All right, thanks, Chase. Adam?
50 laps into this one. Briscoe has led 27 of those, and it's going to be a little time before we get to race once again, fellas.
Beautiful sunshine on the mountains, though, Adam, so that'll assist in the drying process. And like Briscoe said, the cars are going to be different. It'll be interesting to see the parity we spoke of, who's going to be able to step up and lead this race when we go back.
Yeah, Chase looks really strong here early in the runnings. He seems happy with his car. You know, Chastain, the other guy I've been looking at the whole time, he's lost one spot, I think, on pit road, but he's been able to recover and get back to second each run. So it'll be see who makes the right adjustment. That they can't predict weather. I mean, it's part of it. This has been pop-up showers all day with the rubber washing off, coming back. We'll see whose car responds the best.
Yeah, you know, another guy we need to think about is Justin Allgaier.
Yeah.
He had that mistake on pit road, lost some positions early. He's got a really fast car. He could be a guy that can fight through the field, too.
And when you look at the scoring monitor, I mean, you know, there's Austin Cindric, Michael Annette's had a fast race car. Don't write off Justin Haley. And I'll tell you, I think Harrison Burton has done some positive things in the first 50 laps of this race.
Yeah, and what about Brandon Brown? How cool has he been to watch? Riley Herbst, the kid from Las Vegas, he's got a good Toyota, too. A lot of stories, a lot of guys that still have a chance to win this race.
And I'm pulling for that 21 RCR race. I've got to get him in the top 10 right there. He showed some strong rebound from yesterday after wrecking that race car.
The Air Titans have hit the track. We do see some sunshine. I'm optimistic. When our racing coverage here continues, we'll be on FS2. In the meantime, let's go to an edition of The Racing Life. Thanks for hanging with us from Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
We're happy to have a Friday night to go racing once again. And we do appreciate you coming out tonight. As we get set to go racing.
Thank you, race fans, on a gorgeous South Central Iowa night here at the Knoxville Raceway, the sprint car capital of the world, as heat race number 1 gets set to make their way out into the staging area. Turn the 4 greens out underway.
Yeah, that was a good run, yeah. He spun out in front of me, is that what happened? Yep.
I started working here at Knoxville in 2016, and McKenna was already setting the world on fire.
Here comes the young lady to the inside of that ball. Wheel to wheel, McKenna is the winner.
I would come into the pit area after the races, and there would be this mile-long line of fans, and they just want that 2 minutes with her. Biggest part of McKenna is how she treats her fans.
You get scared when you wreck? Not scared.
They'll do that every single Saturday night to meet the same person. You know she's pretty special.
This is like my dirt collection from all the tracks that I've raced at over the years. This one's Got Milk Nationals from when I raced box stock outlaw carts. This was one of my favorite tracks. I would know this dirt from anywhere. And I would know these two dirts from anywhere. I've always been very ambitious. I grew up doing a lot of sports, gymnastics, soccer, softball, horseback riding. I did 4-H and showed rabbits and dogs. Pretty much anything you could sign up for, I guess. I was a black belt in Taekwondo. I used to like to write a lot in Korean, and I was also fluent in Braille. When I got into middle school, I built a fake $1 million portfolio. These are a couple of my favorite investing books. I fell in love with Warren Buffett through a book that I read and started going to his shareholders meetings, and after that I built my own portfolio. And I love spelling. Like I wanted to learn how to spell the biggest word, pneumona ultramicroscopic silicovolcanoconiosis. PNEUMONOULTRAMICROSCOPICSLICOVOLCANOCONIOSIS. It's an inhalation of a very fine silica dust causing inflammation of the lungs.
I mean, everything she's done has been a bit off. Most kids wear Jonas Brothers t-shirts, and she was wearing Casey Kane t-shirts.
I was out to eat with my family, and there was a guy signing autographs, and later found out it was Casey Kane. And that's when I fell in love with racing.
I thought it would do her some good just to get in the car and realize there's a lot more to it, and then maybe it'd scare her, and she would be done with it. It was just totally the opposite.
I started racing sprint cars when I was 17 at Knoxville Raceway, which is sprint car capital of the world. And so my first 4 races, I finished 12th, 8th, 10th, and 2nd. And when I finished 2nd, it was the highest finish in history for a female. And so I made it my goal to be the first female to win at Knoxville.
Passy upside down.
But then I was in a really bad crash.
You guys think that looks scary up there? Yeah, I see it from down here.
He's the Iron Man of NASCAR. And with over 200 wins, Kyle Busch. He may just be more machine than man. Kyle Busch only has one speed: win. NASCAR Cup Series racing from Las Vegas, Sunday at 3:30 Eastern on Fox and the Fox Sports app.
This is not just a normal Sunday at the bowling league. This is a major game. The stakes are higher. The emotions run deeper. You can feel the tension. Everything comes down to this. The best athletes in the world competing at the highest level.
Nothing but strikes. The PBA 2020 U.S. Open, Sunday at 1 Eastern on Fox and the Fox Sports app.
Taco.
Muy caliente.
Frog.
There's a star underneath that mask.
Mouse.
I was feeling you, girlfriend.
Banana.
I'm feeling it too.
Kitty.
This is the craziest show I've ever been on.
This is the Masked Singer.
Who stays?
That was amazing.
Who goes?
This is a hard one.
And who's delicious?
What I want to know is who's going to come between me and that taco.
Don't miss The Masked Singer, all new Wednesday, followed by Lego Masters on Fox.
This is the biggest heavyweight fight in recent history.
Here we go again. Shots fired, I'm going in. Standing alone for the last. He's up.
This fight is a draw. Bring him all on.
It's the pay-per-view event of the decade. Wilder Fury 2, tonight 9 Eastern on pay-per-view or buy now on the Fox Sports app.
Let's give up.
I would say it.
The legend. And here we go. Joins the superstars of SmackDown as he returns home to Boston. A special Friday Night SmackDown, sponsored by Progressive. Friday at 8 Eastern on Fox.
So we got one nearly round two together in turns 3 and 4. Hassie upside down.
Right after I heard second, I was in a really bad crash.
You guys think that looks scary up there? I see it from down here.
Well, I went to the hospital that night, and I had a concussion. And when I got out of the hospital, I pretty much was just in bed for probably about a week or two. And I would just sit there like all day, all night. I never really slept. The way I would describe it is like when you close your eyes, you see darkness. When I would close my eyes, like I would see a darkness darker than that. It was really awful. I wasn't able to race. So rather than just sitting around and being frustrated, I decided to do something about it. I came across a go-kart for sale, so I decided to spend my time building this car. And as I was building it, everybody always asked who I was building it for. I didn't really have an answer. So I finished the kart, and I decided to give a kid the opportunity to race that wouldn't receive one otherwise. I founded Compass Racing Development, LLC, when I was 17. At the time, I was volunteering in my old elementary school. There was a little boy in my class by the name of Gage Stevens, and Gage drew a picture of a race car. I asked his teacher, I said, hey, is Gage a race car driver? And she said, I think his dad took him racing, but I don't really think his dad's around.
I started racing go-karts when I was about 14 years old. Raced them off and on for close to about 25 years. I loved doing it, but I knew it would come to an end one day, especially, you know, not too long after I had my own son, and then we could get him into it. But 5 years ago, my father passed away, and that took a hard toll on me. You wake up and you're like, I don't really have anybody to turn to. We all got a right choice to make and a wrong choice to make, and I made the wrong one. I didn't want to deal with the pain. I wanted to be numb. I turned to opiates. Eventually, opiates got harder to get a hold of, and then somebody tells you, well, hey, heroin's a lot like opiates. Try it out that one time, and hell, you're hooked. You go down deeper and deeper every single day. You've ruined every relationship that you've ever had in your life, but you don't know it because you're addicted to drugs. Next thing you know, I stole some property so I could sell it and go get money to get that next fix. And eventually it caught up to me and landed me right in jail.
It's hard not having a father in your life. It's just somebody that's always supposed to be there, but sometimes he's not, and that's the case for me. It took a big toll on me for sure. You're mad and sad at the same time. You want to be angry, but you're also sad.
He just wanted his dad. Because when Brad was there, he was a good dad to him. And for him to kind of like fizzle out and disappear was hard for Gage. But then I got this phone call from this girl named McKenna. She said she had an opportunity for Gage to race and sat down at our kitchen table and offered us this incredible opportunity. Usually you'd start a racing development program when you're rich and famous and not when you're a teenager.
I was very concerned. Just for the phase that she was in her life, I didn't see how she could possibly have time.
This is my senior year of high school. My goal was to come back and win at Knoxville for the first time. I was also working towards being valedictorian.
I leave for work at about 6:30 in the morning. I would come downstairs and she would be down at her desk at 6:30 in the morning and she hadn't gone to bed. Is she working on homework, or is she working on Compass, or is she working on the sprint car, or all three? But she wouldn't give it all up. She was trying to do it all.
McKenna, she's her own person. He tries to be a better person than people usually are.
What name is on that?
She showed up with Gage in a car that she had put together just for him, and they started racing. It was really good. We could just watch him progress.
It was sometimes incredible to look down the row of pits and see all these dads working on their kids' cars, and then see me, this young girl, working on Gage's car.
There was some people thought it was straight. That doesn't look right.
He went on to win every race that season except for one. We really had something cool brewing.
To have somebody come and make his dream come true is better than having your own dreams come true. She's like her little angel.
There's the scene at Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
Knoxville Raceway, can you feel it? McKenna Hesse gets the win. The first lady to ever win a feature race at Knoxville Raceway in a sprint car is McKenna Hesse.
I did go on to win at Knoxville on May 16, 2015, which did make me the first female to do that in 115 years. It was just a huge blessing and a huge gift from God, and I'm just so grateful. And I did end up graduating as valedictorian the very next day.
Proud of you.
Thanks, Dad.
Way to go, girl.
Thank you. I just continued to be a good mentor for Gage. And I think the racing provided not only a distraction for Gage, it also became a goal for his father, too.
I wanted to be that dad that could go to all of his son's ball games, and to watch him get that first heat race win at the racetrack, do everything with the kid. To not be there, to be able to watch him be successful, is one of those moments that you sit there and think about when you're in jail. I sat there and thought, I've got an amazing son that probably disowns me. If you're any bit of a father, you're gonna get your together and make it right when you get out, you know? So that's what I did. It was hard, but it's worth it.
Shauna had come to me about Gage's dad and said that he had been doing really well and had had this miraculous turnaround in his life and would like to help with Gage's racing. It really caught me off guard at first. It kind of hit me like a brick wall, and I was like, whoa, okay. But if there was one thing that I knew every single day for the 3 years that he drove for me, it was that he wanted nothing more in the world than to go racing with his father. So tell me why you're excited to race with your dad.
Because I usually don't get to.
Yeah. That's something you've always wanted, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah? You know, I have always known that you were so excited to race with your dad.
Yeah.
So that's what I was always hoping for too, you know?
Yeah.
Even though, like, I'll always be here for you too. I'll always help you if you need it. But as long as you two are good racing together, then I'm going to support both of you too, huh?
Yeah. It was a little crazy because you don't really expect it again, because you expect that he'll just stay away or something. He wanted to bring back what he left. You could tell that he wanted to be there for me more than he was before.
Dear Gage Bradley, this is in no means a goodbye letter, but rather a good luck letter. You had a spark about you from the minute I met you at 6 years old, and it's been an honor to watch you carry that spark through all you've done since then. I want you to know that my heart is overflowing with joy that you are getting to race with your father. There's nothing like the love of a father. Yours has always loved you and always will. I will always be here for you, and I am so proud of you no matter what. Best of luck, number 51. And never forget, life is a journey. Let your heart be your compass. With love, McKenna.
You've been hearing a lot about 5G, but there's 5G.
And then there's Verizon 5G.
We're building the most powerful 5G experience for America.
It's more than 10 times faster than some other 5G networks.
And it's rolling out in cities across the country. So people can experience speeds that ultra-wideband can deliver. 1.7 gigs here in Houston.
1.8 gigs here in frigid Omaha.
Almost 2 gigs here in Los Angeles. That's outrageous.
It's like an 8-lane highway compared to a 2-lane dirt road.
It's surprising how the bigger a city gets, the smaller it starts to feel. Which makes it even more surprising how big it feels in here. With sliding rear seats and more available second row legroom than, say, a Chevy Suburban. This is the completely reimagined 2020 Ford Escape.
A live bookkeeper is helping customize QuickBooks for me.
Okay, you're all set up.
Thanks. That was my business ski. This one's casual.
Get set up right with a live bookkeeper with Intuit QuickBooks.
This is Ava. These are Ava's shoulders. They square off, hold firm, bear it all. This is her physical therapist, covered by Blue Cross Blue Shield. These are Ava's shoulders, now stronger than ever. This is what Medicare from Blue Cross Blue Shield does for Ava. And with plans that fit every budget, imagine what we can do for you. This is the benefit of Blue.
Gentle.
Hi.
Hi.
What are you working on?
I've got a 6, 8, and 13-year-olds, and it's exhausting. What I need is...
Sanctuary?
Sanctuary.
Do you think this would look good in your dad's bathroom?
Ooh, wow. That's the one.
Any color you want, we can mix it or match it.
Marble Mosaics wall tile now starting at $4.98 per piece. Do it right for less. Start with Lowe's.
You know what really hits the spot after spending 12 hours in a room with no windows? Not a protein bar. I'm talking about a burger with a crispy wheel of cheese on it.
Help me help you.
The new BFC Angus Thick Burger at Carl's Jr. and Hardee's.
Feed your...
This is not just a normal Sunday at the bowling league. This is a major game. The stakes are higher. The emotions run deeper. You can feel the tension. Everything comes down to this. The best athletes in the world competing at the highest level.
Nothing but strikes. The PBA 2020 U.S. Open. Sunday at 1 Eastern on Fox and the Fox Sports app.
Oh, this is brilliant.
Millions of fans agree. Duncanville is a hit.
I'm the new kid on the block. Cool, yeah, I want to see that.
Fox Animation domination strikes again.
Hang on, Dunky. Mama's gonna Days of Thunder it. When was the last time you saw a movie?
Amy Poehler, Ty Burrell, Rashida Jones, and Wiz Khalifa.
You're not here to see a magician.
What?
But the school board is making our budget disappear.
That's clever.
That boy a word magician.
Duncanville, all new, tomorrow on...
It's to this day still taking time to get rid of all the pain and suffering that I caused people from my actions. And you wait it out until they forgive you. You know, you hope like hell they forgive you.
Oh, I'm gonna...
Sorry.
Uh-huh.
The one person that I was very worried about was my son, and luckily, yeah, he did. He forgave me, and you salvage that relationship, you fix that relationship, you make it stronger, and that's what we've done. You gotta unhook this throttle linkage right here and unhook your fuel line, and then now, when you pull the motor off, you can get your other bullet ready for tonight. You know, I'm glad we get to do this together, bud. Me and you. It's great that we get to do this all as a family and enjoy every moment of it. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Welcome back to English Street Speedway. We're happy to have a Friday night to go racing.
Once again, we do appreciate you coming out tonight, spending your Friday night here with us as we get set to go qualifying.
Okay, you listening?
Yeah.
You just go on with your business, okay?
Okay.
No throwing fits.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep my cool. You keep your cool. You know, it's that simple.
Okay.
All right?
He's done a really good job. Honestly, I think it's just a miracle that he's made the turnaround that he has.
Track all rough? Real rough?
It's not really the mud, it's some ruts. Like, there's a rut going into 1 and 2, and then a few down the back stretch.
The track's gonna come around a little bit, let it smooth it out, and be okay.
All right, love you.
Love you.
You want to hang out with your dad, and racing is just a fun way to hang out.
You can go win this? That's right.
12 laps is the race distance. Yellow lights are off. Green flag is in the air.
For me, the racing is basically my sobriety. I don't have the time to think about going back to the drugs, going back to the crappy life that I lived.
Still your leader, Gage Stevens.
I'm very grateful for McKenna. To go help my kid get on a racetrack and do some racing was just amazing. McKenna gave me the motivation to turn life around, to make the right choices and to better myself and to better for my family. I feel like he's got a great father now. We get to do everything in the world together. For me, I know what it's like to have all this taken away.